Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Comedy Buddies. I'm sitting here with my new friend, Mr. BG, all the way from Louisiana.
What's going on?
Down here for the Wild West Comedy Fest.
Absolutely.
How long you been doing comedy?
I just hit my 2-year mark, believe it or not.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
So still kind of fresh.
Where in Louisiana are you from?
So I'm from a little town called Houma, but I live in a town called Breaux Bridge. They're both small towns.
Yeah.
Breaux Bridge right outside of Lafayette.
Oh, okay.
So kind of in between Baton Rouge and Lafayette area. So.
Okay. Yeah, where the good food is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Crawfish capital of the world.
Dude, I could gain 100 pounds just spending a week down there.
That's what happened to me.
Yeah.
That's what happened to me.
Yeah. Is there a lot of spots down there for you to hit?
So Lafayette itself has a couple open mics.
Mm-hmm.
Not a whole lot of shows to do.
Yeah.
But Baton Rouge, New Orleans, that area, there's a lot of places to do showcases and whatnot.
Okay.
So,
yeah. Is that primarily what you've been getting on, is like showcases and stuff?
Yeah.
This is our first year doing this. This is something that through my Peacock comedy, we talked about wanting to do a festival. Several towns that we've gone to, we're like, of course you see the good in every place you go. You're like, oh, this would be great. This would be great. And then here at Los Tres, we got invited to come out here and do a show in the saloon part of it. And we stayed in these rooms that are over here while we were here. So after the show, I was sitting out there, I was drinking a beer, and I was looking around. I was like, man, that could be a stage, that could be a stage, that could be, I was like,
hell yeah.
I said, I wonder what she'd think about doing a comedy festival here. So I went and talked to Carrie, the lady that owns this place, and she's like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah,
now,
this is nice.
I wish we would have said, hey, let's do it a year from now instead of let's do it 6 months from now.
Right.
Because it has been a wild 6 months trying to get it all together. But with everybody we've had working on it, my Peacock is made up of me, Terry Thornton, and Wayne Morris. And then we brought in Anna Rhodes, who you met yesterday,
Yep.
Brandon Whitaker, who you met yesterday. They've really helped us get it all put together. So I'm glad that you came down. I'm glad that you thought it was worth the trip.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you couldn't have picked a better venue. I mean, Wild West, and it's in a little Wild West town.
Yeah,
It's amazing out here.
We like it. It is really cool. What got you started in comedy?
Well, it's a funny story. My wife and I went to Carlos Mencia, Lafayette Comedy, which is a kind of a Lafayette-based company that does all the booking for national headliners.
Yeah.
Or whatever. So they put on a show for Carlos Mencia during the pandemic.
Right.
And it was like us and maybe 20 other people in the room, which I thought was weird because, he's a big name.
Yeah.
And watched him do his set, watched a couple of the local guys do their sets. I was like, man, I bet I could do that.
Yeah.
I searched around, found an open mic in my hometown of Houma, put on by Isaac Cozell, and I was like, hell, let me try it. So I got up there thinking I was going to get 15, 20 minutes, and I got 3 minutes. And I did my thing and loved it, and I've just been doing it ever since. Man.
Yeah, it's you're either going to do it and go, okay, I have to do that again.
Right.
Or, like, that was uncomfortable. I don't see why people do that. I don't think there's an in-between.
No, you either love it or you don't.
Yeah. So that's like, I've been, of course, a comedy fan my whole life.
Right.
And then the first person that I saw do comedy that I was like, man, I feel like I would do the same as that is Rodney Carrington.
Oh, yeah.
So I saw Rodney, I watched a special of his on TV or something, and I was like, man, I can talk like that. I've got stories like that. I could do it. So, and then it was a friend of mine who kept going, hey, you should do it. You should do it. You should do it. And finally I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. But I didn't know where I'm from. There's not open mics.
Right.
There's no comedy. So I didn't, and all I knew about comedy was what I had seen on TV. So I'm like, oh, that's how you do comedy. You go and you get this big venue, you sell tickets, and you put on a show.
Right.
So I went and got sponsors, rented a facility that seats 1,500.
Shit.
Went out, started selling tickets. I wound up selling about 200 tickets, which is not bad.
That's still damn good.
But when you put 200 people in a place that seats 1,500, that's empty.
Fact.
So we broke completely even, and I did an hour my first time on stage.
No shit.
Yeah. And drank enough that I didn't remember it. So I had to ask the next day how it went. So, but yeah, I'm glad that comedy has grown so much now that there are little spots that pop up where people have an opportunity to go and see.
Absolutely. It's when I first started, like, finding an open mic, because it's not advertised. It's not, hey, there's open mics here.
Yeah.
You got to search for that shit.
Yeah.
And once I found one, and it's like they all opened up. Hey, if you come to this one, you should go check out this one.
Right,
and then
right.
you go to that one, like, hey, there's another one here. And next thing you know, you got 15, 20 open mics you can go and try to hit in a week. My wife was getting very frustrated.
Yeah.
I was never home.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah. It's I guess just like anything else, if you're not in that circle, you don't know about where that
Right,
stuff is. But
exactly.
as soon as you get in that circle, you're like, oh, I didn't realize that there was this much going on.
Exactly.
So, like I said, I'm really glad that comedy has grown to be what it is now. So there's so many opportunities for people to try to do stuff, and that's what we try to do with this festival, is just create an opportunity that's very comic friendly, and then it's very comic friendly. Let's hope that the crowd enjoys it.
Right, and I think they will.
Yeah.
Once they come here, and the fact that you guys got outdoor venues, you got indoor venues, I think it's gonna. If it doesn't hit this year, people are definitely gonna talk about it next year.
Yeah, right.
That's for sure. You know, if y'all do it in the same spot, which I hope y'all do, because I'm gonna come watch it. So, yeah, good time.
What's the furthest that you've traveled for comedy so far?
So I went to Tennessee, up in the Blue Ridge Comedy Club in I forget the damn name of the town, but it's up in northwest or northeast corner of Tennessee.
Okay.
Almost near
Knoxville way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
up in that area, and I got to do the Tail of the Dragon and all while I was there. But that's the furthest I've traveled. I've done some in South Carolina. I've done Atlanta quite a few times, and then mostly just Louisiana from there.
There you go.
So.
Yeah. And I think that that's really important for people to do that. I think most people find that little circle of open mics in their area, and then they stick with that.
Yeah, and you get stuck.
You got to go someplace else. Go places where people that have never seen you before. Otherwise, you don't know if your jokes are working or not.
Exactly.
And then it just gives you opportunity to meet more people who. Let's open that two-way street. Hey, I got a spot I can put you on down here. You get a spot up here.
Exactly.
You know, which is what this is about too. And it's what I've kept encouraging people about this thing. It's like, hey, if nothing else you get out of this, network with the other comics, exchange information. Anybody that's got a cell phone should be like, if you don't have a podcast, start one.
Yeah, that's what last night was great for. I mean, we sat out there on that picnic table probably about 2 hours just bullshitting, you know, learning each other, find out what, kind of jokes we're going to be hearing and stuff like that. So
yeah. I'm really happy with this too. It's just the first one that we've done. We've got comics from California, Washington, New York. You come from Louisiana. Florida was here last night.
You got one from Moldova.
Yeah. So the reach that it had on our first go, I'm real excited about. So
I actually found it on a site where it just lists all the comedy festivals that are upcoming or whatever, and I saw it there, and I was like, wow, Wes. I was like, Texas, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
And I just clicked on it, applied, and hope for the best, like we do at every comedy festival.
Yeah.
And I'm excited that you guys picked me to be out here. So.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm glad that you came out. Did you bring just your wife with you? Or
yeah, just my wife and I say my dog, her dog.
Oh,
her sheepadoodle. That's her. Baby.
Yeah.
I lost my dog last week, unfortunately. So,
oh man,
it happens.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Way to bring in sad news right at the close.
Yeah,
of this.
that's what I like to do.
I'm glad we didn't end on a high note.
I want to build everybody up and then drag them down. That way tonight we could just lift them back up.
There you go.
Yeah, that's
all
what
right.
it is.
Well, I hope that's the way it works. Easy, man, I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad to meet you. Thanks for coming and sitting
Absolutely,
with me.
man. Appreciate you, man.
It's going to be a good time. Thanks.
Oh, yeah.